With the Los Angeles Times, I'm Lindsey Thiry, joined by beat reporter Gary Klein and columnist Bill Dwyre. Bill, welcome to the Coliseum. We're at the Coliseum, where USC was defeated 38-34 on a 46-yard Hail Mary by Arizona State backup quarterback Mike Bercovici. Gary, we've seen a lot this year, and now we've seen two Hail Marys.
Unbelievable. There are people who go their whole careers without seeing one. We've seen two in 2 weeks. Just an incredible finish, a heartbreaking loss for USC, which had not played that well, but looked like they were going to pull this one out and head to Arizona next week for a huge game. Now, a crushing defeat.
And Bill, I'm sure it was heartbreaking for you. You probably hit select all and then delete when that touchdown was caught in the end zone.
I was on the last paragraph of a very good column that the public will never see, and they're probably going to be happy they'll never see it. But I was amazed to see this. The other thing that's kind of amazing is, do you know who was on site in 1984 when the Flutie pass took place?
Well, I wasn't on site. I wasn't born.
Oh my God, she wasn't born. Well, okay, I can do a lot with that, but I won't. The answer is Pat Hayden.
Who was banned from the sidelines for 2 weeks here at USC.
Yes, he was sitting in his box when this happened, thinking, my God, I've seen this before. 1984, November 23rd, 1984. And these are things that happen, you know, a lot of games are won on the last second passes and things like this, but not like this. Not the Hail Mary type like the Flutie thing. And so this is special because the Flutie thing happened in the Orange Bowl. Mm-hmm. Boston College beat the defending national champion with this pass. With the
there comes pass. Boston College back into the USC
Boston
picture.
College is everywhere. And so this happens in the Coliseum, in the peristyle end. And as I wrote, in front of all those statues of all those legends who are looking down and saying, oh my God, I never saw this before. So it's a rather amazing thing. I never saw a place clean out as fast as this place did. People either sat here in shock or they just disappeared.
And USC players either sprinted off the field or sauntered off. I think perhaps the most interesting point of tonight's game is what we learned after the game. And Gary, we learned that USC players didn't actually know where they were supposed to be on that final play of the game.
Yeah, defensive coordinator Justin Wilcox explained that they left the sideline really with two scenarios in mind, and they were to look to the sideline to get the call. Gerald Bowman, the safety, said that there was some confusion, that some players obviously weren't on the right page, and that allowed Jalen Strong to kind of run free and put an exclamation point on an incredible night by Mike Bercovici, a local guy from Calabasas, played at Woodland Hills Taft High. You know, he had a great game last week against UCLA, but he made two mistakes that really hurt him. Mm-hmm. Tonight, no mistakes. More than 500 yards, 5 touchdown passes, just an unbelievable performance for a local guy.
Now, Bill, this up-tempo offense, this is kind of something that's become the it thing to do in at least Pac-12 football. When that developed as quickly as it did, does it surprise you to learn that the defenders had no idea where they were supposed to be?
Can I ask a question before I answer your
Absolutely.
question?
It's your world, Bill.
What in heaven's name were the two scenarios? There's one thing you're going to do is throw a Hail Mary pass. I hadn't heard that before. What was the other scenario?
Well, when they went out there, there's a scenario where maybe they're going to throw a shorter pass to set up a possible field goal, or go for the Hail Mary.
But let's keep in mind that clock was still running.
And and they had no timeouts. I mean, early in that game, Todd Graham was calling timeouts like they were going out of style.
Third quarter.
And here we are at the end of the game, and they've got no time left. But give them credit. They came through and pulled it out with an incredible finish.
All right, Bill, so what do you think?
There were 7 seconds left. What kind of crazy foolishness is that? There's one thing that's going to happen. I don't understand. I'm learning right now that there was a real breakdown here. And 7 seconds left. You can't get down and get the clock stopped and kick a field goal in 7 seconds. So that's a mistake.
I think Bill's on to something there, most certainly. USC's offense, do you think that it found a rhythm? Do you think that Cody Kessler was in any kind of groove tonight?
Well, I think USC receivers, for the most part, didn't help him. Early in this game, they were dropping passes. He did not look in rhythm. Now, again, he didn't throw an interception, but he also didn't throw a touchdown pass. He should have probably had one on a pass that was dropped. Right. So, no, the offense really never got into a rhythm. Javorius Allen kind of pulled one out at the end there, 53 yards that looked like, again, that the game was in hand. But with Berkovici and Jalen Strong out there going against a USC defense that had not given up a touchdown pass this season, and tonight they give up 5.
Bill, this offense looks a lot different than what I'm sure you're used to at USC. What are your thoughts on it?
I like Cody Kessler. I really do. I think that he's going to be very good. A lot depends upon who comes back to be with him. I think this is now obviously a year when you think...
You're talking like you're never coming back here again this season.
No, I only write 1 column a night. I don't do 2 columns. So now I go where they tell me, but I'm exhausted. I like the way he operates. I like the way the offense is set up. There's a lot of... Sarkisian has a lot of quick look passes. There's a good rhythm to it. But if some of his receivers go away, which they're likely to, it makes it tough for next season. And now this is all about next season. You know, you got 2 losses. See ya.
You just jumped ahead to my last question. I knew you wanted to be the host of this. USC is now 3-2. That means the college football playoff is gone. Where does this team go now?
Well, the college football playoff for USC was never in the picture this
Okay,
year.
we try to be optimistic. We're called pessimists all the time. Come on.
I mean, let's not kid ourselves. This is not Alabama you saw today.
Lane Kiffin?
Well, Lane Kiffin, in his role at Alabama, is doing quite well. With his little sheet of paper across the way in past years, it wasn't so good. But no, this is a team that's growing. This is a team that, I sound like a USC fan now, but they've had all these scholarship shortages, and it'll take another year or 2, but I see the foundation there. I like the way Sarkisian is setting things up. I like the way they move the ball. I like the crispness with which Cody Kessler operates. I think with some luck he can be in the Heisman picture next year, so there's good things ahead, but this year comes down to being patient and winning a couple more games and maybe seeing you can beat UCLA.
Gary, this is a scenario we saw last year. USC is 3-2. Obviously, there was a big change last season. Coach Lane Kiffin was fired. That kind of sparked them. At 3-2 at this point, what's going to spark this team to move forward?
I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see how they respond to this. As I mentioned, the game at Arizona was going to be a tough game anyway. It looked like it was going to be a marquee game with Arizona having beaten Oregon, up at Oregon. But now you've got USC really kind of in disarray. And as you mentioned, last year at this time, they were 3-2. Coach was fired. You know, I don't think that's going to happen to Sarkisian, but there are some USC...
But maybe we should be at the tarmac waiting.
No, there are some USC fans that are not happy tonight, that cleared out of here very quickly, and they were not happy. So there is, some rebuilding that needs to be done with that team and with that fan base, and we'll see moving forward if USC can respond.
All right. Bill, thanks for joining us tonight. Next time we'll make sure you get on the email about the black and white memo. We hope you come back. Be sure to keep it on the Los Angeles Times for all the latest. We'll continue to cover USC's loss tonight to Arizona State, again 38-34 on a 46-yard Hail Mary pass by the Sun Devils to put USC away this evening. With Gary Klein and Bill Dwyre, I'm Lindsey Thiry for the Los Angeles Times.